Hey guys, I am going to talk a little bit today about having a routine for your kids while they're home with you. So when my kids were younger, I actually homeschooled them for a little while. I did it actually for a couple of years. My younger one, I did it for a much longer time. But the way I was able to keep them busy is I made sure I had a routine for them. So they would get up in the morning, I would have their breakfast ready for them. I had a certain time I would wake them up. So don't let them sleep in late, keep them on a schedule. So everybody would get up at the same time, we would have breakfast together. And then once we were done with breakfast and everybody cleaned up, we started our day with schoolwork. So typical Monday through Friday, every day I had a different lesson for them. So maybe Monday we did, say, math and actually spelling, because I always started off their spelling with them on a Monday because on Fridays they had spelling exams. We would do maybe math, a little bit of history and spelling. Maybe Tuesday we would cover reading and writing, whatever other subject. And because they were all so different ages, I would make the history lesson and the science lesson the same for everybody. So when I would go over the lessons, everyone was learning the same topic, but at a different level. So say we did a history lesson on Mesopotamia or Egypt or whatever the country we picked. Everybody would learn about it, but everyone's lesson would be a little bit deeper because of their age. Maybe my older one would have to go on the computer and do some research, and my younger ones, maybe I would find like artwork for them that had to do with that country or something, fun for them to draw and tie that into art. So that's one way you can keep them entertained. And the spelling words, I would start it off on a Monday where they would get familiar with the words. The next day they might be writing it in sentences. The next day they might be doing something else with the words. So, it's all about being creative with your kids and keeping that consistent lesson and system of routine for them so they don't feel like they're missing out on something or they're home driving you bananas. Because I know kids, if they have nothing to do, your life is going to be turned upside down. And again, for me, I work from home, so I needed that consistency where once I was sitting with them for about 10-15 minutes going over a lesson, then I gave them about an hour of doing it on their own, so I can have an hour of work time doing my own work and then get back to them and do another couple of minutes, or 20 minutes with them on something else, and then build that back and forth. And then playtime would be, going in the backyard and playing, or going in their rooms and playing with something fun. This is how you keep them busy, but at the same time they're learning. And for you, you're working as well. So you have a system, you have a routine. And once you kind of get past your first week, it becomes easier. And again, create like fun activities. For me, it was cooking lessons. So I would have them help me at lunchtime, and we would take lunchtime as cooking lesson time. And we would come up with fun, creative recipes that they would help do. For kids, it could be simple, like buttering a bread, or putting peanut butter on bread, that they are learning how to spread things, or chopping up some vegetables. So there's so many things you can do with your kids, but the best thing of all is start with a routine. Sit down on the weekend, figure out a schedule, figure out a work routine with them. And if you don't have access to, say, everyone have access to a computer, get pen and paper. I would write out lessons for them. I would write things out on books. I had a dry board, whatever, those easels, and I would just write on it. I would just get note paper and write on stuff and give it to them and said, okay, go back and do this and come back to me when you're done. And I would pause my day to finish up with them, but don't just randomly give them stuff and think they're going to learn on their own. You have to be a part of it, and that helps them to get adjusted. So I hope this information helps. But it's, it will be a challenge at first, but it does get easy. I was able to do it for years with my kids because they were in elementary and middle school. Now, of course, they're adults now, but we did it. So I know you guys will be able to work through that routine and get them to where you need to get them without having to go bonkers with them running around the house crazy. All right, talk to you guys later.